Can he lead a normal life?
No. He'll be an engineer.
Engineers should be attention to detail, take pride in their work. It's a very important career in that, like I said, it helps drive progress of the country and the economy.
Well, for any engineering discipline, you really need to understand math, and you need to be able to communicate both through writing and orally, because you have to tell people your ideas, and you have to understand what their problem is. So if you can't communicate, you may develop a solution to the wrong problem. So you need to understand problem-solving techniques, logic, mathematics, your basic sciences, physics, chemistry, biology, because every solution draws from each of these basic building blocks.
Well, qualifications, you need a degree from college, a bachelor's degree, and usually you need to be good in math and good in science, and go on to college and get a bachelor's in engineering, and then you can become an engineer.
Okay. Are there any other type of skills besides like science and math skills that you should have as an engineer?
Yeah, I mean, engineers work a lot by themselves with computers and calculators and figuring out problems, but they really need to know how to deal with people and like dealing with people, because a lot of what civil engineering does is you're working for towns or when you're working with your co-workers, you have to be able to communicate and talk to each other and work with other people.
Well, math obviously is a big part of it, but really, in my opinion, you need to be well-rounded. There's a lot of writing. Human relations, if you can't talk to people, you can be the smartest person in the world, but if you can't put it in layman's terms for your client to understand what it is you're trying to do and why it is you have to do it, then it doesn't work. So pretty well-rounded, I would say.
I believe civil engineers right now, getting out with a bachelor's degree, might make $30,000 to $40,000, and then depending on how far you want to go, you know, you're going to be the president of your own company someday. You can maybe make up to $200,000.
It's really going to depend on the discipline that they choose and the area that they're in, as well as any kind of experience that they've had coming into the field. I would say it's going to be making in the 40s right now. If you come in with an internship and you've got some hands-on experience, you're obviously going to boost your salary a little bit above somebody who's coming out of school without having any hands-on, real practical experience. Really, the best thing to do is to work with your school to find some market surveys, because what you're going to get paid in North Carolina is a little bit different than what you're going to get paid in South Carolina, Florida, or Georgia.
Well, around here, I would say that entry level is probably in the mid-40s. If you're lucky, you might see 50 entry level, but the sky's the limit as far as what a roof could be. And it's done really company to company. It's done differently. Some companies, you're just going to get a salary based on whatever. Other companies, you're going to say, okay, well, you're the manager of this branch of this company, and we're going to give you a $100,000 base salary plus X amount of percent of commission of what not only your branch does, but the overall company as a whole. So it really varies.
You know, engineers are responsible for the work. You know, they sign their drawings, they stamp them. Each engineer has not each engineer, but there is a licensing board that licenses an engineer. It tells the public that this person has the credentials and the education and the background to perform this type of work. So when you sign a drawing, you're saying that, you know, I've carried this out in a manner that would not injure anyone. It's a professional product, because if the building falls down and kills someone, you know, they come looking for you. And so you are responsible for the public safety. Because
Safety of the public that's the number one responsibility.
Good question. Engineers, if you stay in your field long enough, you become a PE, professional engineer, and PEs will seal their plan saying, you know, I've checked these off, I've looked over them, and I say that everything is to standards and as it should be. And so after everything is built, you have your name on that project, and if there's something wrong with the bridge, the road, whatever, it's always going to come back to the engineer because you signed those plans, meaning that you checked off on that. So no matter what project it is, the PE is always going to have ultimate liability for that, assuming that everything is built to the plans. Now,
well, when you become a professional engineer, that is when you get your license, you're required to complete a course, just like an 8-hour course in ethics and being truthful and honest. And just like any other profession, you need to put the public first in what you set out to do.
Well, when stuff goes down, they always come after the engineer. It could be completely the responsibility of the contractor, or just pure neglect by those involved using it. But for some reason, they think the engineer has all the money and all the answers. And while that is the case sometimes, as far as who's responsible, 9 times out of 10 it's not. But the reputation that we have as being the professional and the ethics that we uphold, we catch the brunt of a lot of issues.
Now, from the aspect of social impact, the buildings around you, look at the campus of UNC Charlotte, and you could have these nice gray concrete buildings, or you could have these beautiful brick buildings that are pleasing to the eye. So there's an aesthetic piece to engineering, because you want to be creative, but you also want something that you'd be proud of, be proud to operate, work in, live around. So that to me is the contribution to society, is a product you're proud of and can share.
All right. Thank you very much. And once again, that is.
Well, I guess that goes back to my first answer, or one of the first answers, about everything that you do, the roads you drive on, the water you drink. If civil engineers weren't there to design that and to make that stuff happen, we wouldn't have a lot of the nice things that we have today in our society.
in Charlotte, civil engineers, well, I can speak for our company, for example. The new Bobcats Arena has been open for a few years now. Our company was vital in the realignment of 5th Street that goes around the arena. All the infrastructure with the utilities, the pavement, sidewalks, all that stuff, our company was the major player in the design of that. Likewise, with the new NASCAR Hall of Fame and the reorganization of the I-277 interchange, our company has that design contract, and we are responsible for the redesign of that interchange and the streets and all around the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
I would say for a high school student, if they can find somebody that's in the engineering field and find a business that will let them shadow someone for a day or two in the summer, that's great exposure to get to see what a real practical engineer is going to do. It gives them a little bit of an idea as if that's something that they're interested in studying when they go on to college as well. If college students are looking for internships, what they're really going to want to do is start focusing early spring to get their names and their resume in front of the companies that they're interested in pursuing. March is generally the month where companies start handpicking those individuals, those college students, to come in and meet with them to determine an internship to start in May. High school students, again, I would recommend any point in the summer try to find someone to shadow, or over Christmas break try and find someone to shadow as well.
Okay.
As people occupy buildings, they drive cars. Every product that you see has been engineered to some degree.
Yeah, man.
Just slide. Yep. You know you can do it. All that knowledge, yeah, come on. You know you can do it. Just
go.